Hi everyone, this is Shalu Kumar again from OSCE Nurse Training Cambridge. I'm an experienced OSCE Nurse trainer for the NMC OSCE exam in UK and also the lead trainer for OSCE Nurse Training Cambridge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel again. Welcome back to my another video for your NMC OSCE exam. So if you like my videos, please press the like button now and subscribe to my channel and keep those comments coming. They do really help me to see that these videos are helping you to pass your exam in your revision, and also gives me an idea what do you want to see next from me. So keep those comments coming and keep liking, subscribing and sharing. Okay, so let's get into today's video. Really good one. We are going to look at how to perform our best on exam day. Now, because this is the most important thing, you can do all the preparation, you can do all the revision for OSCE, but if you cannot perform your best on the day, you will not get the result what you're looking for, which is a pass. Okay, so we're going to see how we can help ourselves to do our best performance on the day, and I'm going to give you some tips you can use in your exam to give yourself best chance to pass on the day. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at, because like I said, it's really important thing, because at the end of the day you've been preparing for weeks and months for this exam and you want to go the way you would like it to go, okay, and get a pass. So let's have a look. I will keep it simple, but hopefully try to explain it to you what can help. So the first one is know what can happen, what to expect. So it's really important one, because you don't want to walk into anywhere without knowing what is the order of the day, how long, and what will happen on the day. Do I need to wear uniform? Do I not need to wear uniform? Will I get a locker? Will I get this? So all these things, okay. So it's really, really important, just simple things. So let's look at it. What can you do? So the first thing is always I haven't put it on the slide, but there will be NMC representative there to check your ID and other original documents which you already submitted online, copies to your NMC, but they would like to see original thing. Okay, so the exam center, when you book the exam, they do let you know what you need to bring in on the day for the ID check with the NMC representative, and they also check your other documents. So that's really, really important that you get all the documents collected or have it in place a few days before. Don't look for them the night before. That's not going to help you. So make sure you have everything in place to take it with you on the day. That's the first thing. Now, order of the station, that's another thing which can take you by surprise. Most people think my exam will always start with assessment station, but that's not true. Okay, your exam can start with clinical skills, your exam can start with professional values, evidence-based practice station. So don't just walk in there and be surprised if your examiner say, okay, your first station is aseptic non-touch technique, please can you start with that? And you don't want to be really panicking. So have it in your mind that station can start in any order, your exam. So be willing to just get into it and start, okay, rather than panicking or getting stressed about it. Already know that it can be in any order, doesn't always start with assessment. Okay, so don't have that in your head. Next thing is you're allowed to ask if you don't understand something. So if you are not sure what examiner has said to you, because they give you briefing before every station, and that's your chance to ask any questions if you're not sure what they have told you. And also, it's really, really important to just ask them to repeat again. They don't mind, because they want the clarity, because it's the clarity which is going to help you to pass your exam. So if you're not sure what they said to you, please ask again, and you're allowed to do that, because most nurses are quite hesitant to ask because they are not sure if they can ask again. Yes, you can ask again. Okay. Another thing I was saying, the simple things. What do you need to take on the exam day? How would it go? How long will you get a locker? All those little things, and walking through the building, all that thing. How would it be? How would it be set my exam? So all those things are covered on a video. All test centers have a video, what to expect on the day video, okay, of your exam. Please go and watch it with whichever test center you have booked your exam. Go to their website and watch that video about what to expect on the day. It would really honestly really help you to keep you calm on the day, because you haven't visited this place, but if you watch the video, at least you've done the best thing to know how the place is, how my exam will be set up, how long, what other instructions they have given you, what should I take, what I shouldn't bother taking. So all those things, simple things, but they make a big difference. So make sure you do that. Next slide now. Now this is really important one. Think one station at a time. It's the small steps, isn't it? So every station, I know you got to do 10, and that can seem quite overwhelming because it is a quite long exam, over 3 hours, and you need to keep your energy and mind and sharp for that long. And how do you do that without being overwhelmed and being worrying about it? That is because if you just concentrate on one thing at a time, okay? Just see, I've got 10 steps to go, I'm just going to take one step at a time, and as long as you keep going further in steps, it's fine, okay? So just take one step at a time and concentrate only on that one station. Focus on the task at hand, okay? So if you're doing assessment, forget about whether the ANTT will come or something else which you may not be very confident in skill. That station might come and you're worrying about that, but there is no benefit in doing that. So just concentrate on the task at hand. If you're doing assessment station, let's just concentrate on assessment station. Worry about what will happen next when it happens, okay? So that's really important, because you don't want to lose your concentration. You lose your concentration for a few seconds or minutes, and that could cost you that station. So it's really important to just focus on that. Try to forget what happened before. So that's really important one, because if you have done a couple of stations already before this station and they haven't gone very well, in your opinion, why I say in your opinion, because you might be over worrying about it, because you may have missed something which is not critical, or you may have done you think you haven't done something, but you may have done that, or you may have verbalized that thing. So sometimes you overthink and you think, I made loads of mistake in previous stations, and then you take that worry to your present station. That's not going to help you, because you will then make more mistake in your present stations as well. So so it's really important that you try to forget what happened before, because you will be over analyzing, because your mistakes may not be that big. You may still pass those stations, and over worrying about them will impact on your present station. So that's really important one. And also, what's to happen next. Forget about what will happen next. Just concentrate on what you're doing. Try to rectify mistakes. So I would like to say that there is a opportunity in your exam. If you do make mistake, and if you remember it within the station and within the time period, then you can try to rectify it. It depends on what mistake you have made. So like, say you were doing SPAR handover and you've forgotten to say something under background, but now you're way too much into assessment. You've gone past background, but you can still stop and say, sorry, I should have said this in background, but I didn't say that, but I am saying it now. So there is way to rectify mistakes. So in our training, we do really concentrate on working on that, because everybody can make mistake, but as long as you can rectify within the time period and in a correct way, then it can be okay. Next slide is communication. Now this is really important one, because there is loads of opportunity, like times in exam where you could misunderstand the examiner, or examiner may misunderstand you. So, and that could cause a big problem, okay? So your communication is the key. So listen to briefing very carefully. Examiner give you briefing and information, sometime verbally, sometime written, before every station, okay? And they orientate you to the place and the equipment where you can get stuff, all that stuff. So listen very carefully, okay? If you're not sure, I already told you, there shouldn't be no hesitation to ask again, okay? Because you may not have heard them because you are nervous, or you are struggling with bit of the accent to understand, or the language may be a little bit of barrier sometimes. So it's okay to ask again, okay? Check equipment before start of the station. So if you need to use equipment in the station, say your blood pressure machine, your saturation machine, whatever you're using, your glucose machine or whatever. So if you're not sure how to use that machine, ask the examiner before the station start. They will be more than happy to tell you where is on off button, where to press this or that. So it's clear to you, because they understand you're overseas nurses. You may not have used that machine before. So it's okay to ask, but before the timer start. Okay, during the station time, if you ask, you're wasting your time, and it's difficult for examiner to answer loads of questions during the station, because they are marking you as well. So they are doing their job of marking you on the marking criteria. So it's much better to ask everything before the station start and go and check your equipment. Also, always say what you're doing, verbalize everything, because uh, then, because you're nervous and you're anxious, you try to then sometimes try to talk to yourself, okay, or try to just keep repeating things in saying. Please try not to do that, and just try to speak very clearly, so you're not causing any misunderstanding to your examiner what they're listening to you. Okay, so it's really important, whatever you're doing your drug checks, whatever else you're doing, just keep verbalizing very clearly. Just keep that in mind. That is really important. Do not repeat things if they're already done. So if your examiner has told you ID check, allergy check is already done, listen carefully and please don't repeat that, because in clinical skills, unless you're giving medication, because if you're giving medication, you have to identify your patient ID and allergy yourself. But other stations, they do tell you most of the time that ID check and allergy check is complete. So there is no need to repeat that. And if you repeat that, you are not going to finish the station in the time set, because they already accommodate for that. So don't try to repeat things where if the trolleys and trays are clean, why are you cleaning them again? Because you are going to waste your time and you will not be able to finish the station. Then you'll be panicking, and that is not making you feel any better on the day. Okay, so it's important to listen carefully. Number 4, very simple one but really important one, self-care. Prioritize your health, nutrition and sleep just before coming up to the days before. I mean, always do that, but definitely, especially the week or two before your exam, you don't want to get ill. So make sure that you are having breaks in your revision and you are going out for a walk, fresh air, eating healthy and trying to sleep healthy, even though you are a bit nervous. But it's really important to do that, because you don't want to be ill just before your exam. On the exam day, deep breathing. So if you want to take few deep breaths between your stations, then absolutely do that. Okay, and then plan your journey in advance, because you don't want to be panic on the day of the exam. Am I going to get there on time? I'm rushing, I'm running late. That's really not a good thing at all, especially with the weather and the cancellations of public transport, trains, buses. It's really important that you look at all those things beforehand and plan your journey. If it's really overwhelming you in your exam day, it's a long exam, if you're really just overwhelmed, then you can't stop between the station, in the middle of the station. But once the station is finished, if you want to take a little break, not with every station, you can't take breaks between every station, but one odd break. If you're really overwhelmed with all this, then ask for a few minutes out and maybe go to the toilet, calm yourself down and come back. Okay, if it's really overwhelming you, just gather your thoughts. It can really help to just go away for a few minutes between stations, and then just they are okay to give you, if you really are feeling that, then to go out for just for a few seconds, just go to the bathroom or something and calm yourself down and come back and gather your thoughts. Next one is really important one, be confident. Why do I say that? Because this one is probably, confidence is the one thing which is really important for OSCE, and that's what we do in our training. We do try to build your confidence as much as we can, because we know it's one of the most important things for your OSCE to especially get you past first time. So how do you do that? Now this has to, you need to be confident on exam day, but how do you get there? But that journey starts well before your exam day. Okay, so how do you practice effectively and so that you can be confident on that day. Because if you're confident, I can promise you your energy will be better, how you perform will be better, and also your anxiety will be a lot less, because you know you can do things, and that gives you confidence, and that's really important on the exam day, and that will come across to your examiner as well. Okay, so how do we become confident on the day? Like I said, it's well before the exam day. So have a clear plan in you. When you decide I'm going to do OSCE, have a clear plan. When will you like to take OSCE? How long do you need to prepare for it? Are you going to take training? Where will you take training? How long you need to take a leave between training and exam? All those things, have it really worked out in your head. Your training person can help you with that. If you're taking formal training, they can guide you with that, which we do to all our nurses. So it's really important. Next thing is revise and practice as per marking criteria. This is the most single important thing when it comes to effective revision. There are lots of different ways in our heads to do things, and we think they are right. They probably are in some ways, and we do try to do different things, like when we are actually doing some time in clinical practice, whether because the resources are different or whatever. But in exam, you need to show your competence as per the marking criteria. Okay, so whatever method is right because it's in the marking criteria. Okay, so whenever we teach and whenever I try to do videos for you, you can see I always just stick to the marking criteria, because that's what examiner is marking you against. So it's really important that you pay 100% attention to marking criteria when you're revising and practicing. Next thing is time yourself, record yourself. So these are quite clever tips actually, if you think about it. Always putting timer on in your practice, especially the last few days or weeks before the exam. Really time yourself, because you want to be confident that you can do that session in that time period. And record yourself. Recording yourself means, like certain station, like say ASPAR is a verbal station, record yourself and then mark yourself against the marking criteria, because you can just verbally record. And skills, again, record yourself and watch against the marking criteria. You can do that for any station really, because we have all these phones and stuff. It's not difficult to record these days. So check yourself against the marking criteria if you haven't got anybody else to give you feedback. Okay, next one is do practice in real time. Don't cut corners. Okay, so if you're supposed to be putting gloves and apron on in this station, then put them on, because you need to build that time in your practice. Don't just say just skip that step because I will just do it in real exam. But in real exam, it will take time to put gloves and apron on, but you're not building that in your practice. So practice in real time. Practice whole station, including your written station, because written stations are as important. You got so many written stations in exam now, so they need to be practiced under time conditions as well. You don't want any surprise on the day that you can't write what you have learned in that time period. So it's really important that you practice as well, whether it's your evidence-based practice, professional value, your planning station, and all that has to be practiced. And some of the clinical skills are written, so it's important. Okay, so I hope you have given you enough things to think about to get the best performance out of yourself on the exam day. So keep watching the videos, like and subscribe, share with your friends who are preparing for the OSCE, and we give training for both face-to-face and online. So you can contact us on oscenurstraining@outlook.com, or visit our website oscenurstraining.com, or just go and check the Google reviews what nurse has been saying. So get in touch if you want training. I will soon be back with another video for you. So bye for now.